classes, beginning from a teacher to how to accept our new couples in ESN, to how different our plans from teachers of English inside classes, to at the end sales. First of all, a teacher of ESN should be in his certificate teacher. So my name is Tامر. I am a teacher, English teacher in Umar Secondary School. First of all, I'm teacher of English. I had my Bachelor of English in Education faculty in Egypt. Then I have another diploma in special needs in Egypt. So first of all, an AESN teacher should be qualified academically dealing with special needs. Then he is a real teacher of English. So I taught English in classes. So I'm very aware of how to teach English inside classes and other problems in dealing with similar or familiar English problems inside our classes. So an AESN teacher, number one, qualifications, teacher of English, then special diploma with special needs. My school is about 700 pupils, secondary school. 98% of it Catholic pupils. We have about 40 pupils AESN. We have 40 pupils in our school. They are levels. We have levels in our schools. 40 pupils in our school. First of all, when we accept new people to be AESN, we accept the pupils. Our school, Omar Nablas, accept the pupils from prep school, which is الأعلى. So at the end of school year, we pay them a visit. Our team go to the prep school, and we get acquaintance with the pupils. They call them from classes. We got last year 9 pupils from Al-Ahmed school, and we got have a look at their medical report, and we got the file with us to our school. So before a new year, we are well-known of our new pupils, their medical conditions before a school year or a new school year begins. So then how we accept new pupils to be joined in ESN service in our classes, when in fact at the beginning we have already 9 pupils from prep school which came newly to our classes. Then we wait for the first assessment. We have to make analysis about results. Who are poor marks? Or the first assessment? No, first assessment we have to wait for their marks.
So is it about 2 marks? The diagnostic test or
no, real assessment. Real assessment. We wait our pupils to receive the results. We make analysis for it. We will see who got the poorest marks, and we make some choices for us. Some choices for pupils. We, for example, got 10 pupils a week in different classes, year 10, year 11, year 12, and we begin our procedures. Our procedures as a team begins from something we call analytic test. What is analytical test? Analytical test means I am as an English, I give him 2 sentences or 3 sentences for reading. I ask him to write 2 sentences. I give simple questions about grammar because I know he is not a real pupil like his equivalent pupils inside classes. So I give him the simplest skill, English skills for reading, writing, and so on. Another teacher of math give him simple problem to solve. Another Arabic teacher ask him to write, ask him to read. So the basic skills from our pupils we ask, and we get to, and we have as a team, we got to a result. This pupil deserves our service or not, because it is very worth it. It is worth this. So we as a team got to a result. This pupil is, yes, he deserves our service. He is a good pupil to be joined in our team. Then we have a committee, or support committee, and we have to come to agreement with him. He is with inside our classes, I talk about inside our classes, what is going on. I am as a teacher, has my planning also. Not English teacher has his planning, but I am has my planning. Before I enter class, I have my weekly planning. So, for example, this week begins with Sunday. On Thursday, the previous week, I go to the English section and ask them, what are you going to teach for the next week? And I take them CS standards and make it in my way simple. Not all the standards I take into consideration. No. For example, if you are going to teach 5 or 6 standards, I only take 2 or 3 maximum. Because their mentals are different, and I take it into consideration. We can't deliver the same message to our pupils. No, they are different, and we take this into consideration. So before I take into or get into my classes, I take my plan. I'm sorry for not playing with you today. My plan is divided into names, class, dates, which section are going to teach, and you all as teachers, you have a sample of it. You have facilities with your preparation of what you are going to deliver for pupils, AESN. I have this but in big size. What are facilities on the atmosphere? For example, you have to get him into a calm atmosphere, involve him in a calm environment inside his classes, away for disturbance of his pupils, and so on. Also, facilities according to communicating with him. You can communicate or call him by name. You call him or contact him in a quiet voice. This also, academically, you have to, what is CS number? What is CS in words? What are you going to say in this? And how you will deliver it? What is the way or the strategy you are going to deliver? And finally, at all, you give him some notes about what happened during the class. For me, as a teacher, each pupil has 2 lessons a week for English, 2 lessons a week for Arabic, 2 lessons a week for science, and so on. We as a team in our school, we got an English teacher, math teacher, and Arabic teacher. It's not so simple as you imagine. No, I think most of you are not saying it simply, but that happens. I take about 20 classes a week. We have 10 classes involving our pupils. Each pupil got 2 lessons of English, so I get into classes about 20 lessons a week. So it's not simple, it's a burden for us. It's different from your work, but it's also I go inside my class. I will present a lesson with you, going to get some information what is going on inside the classes, and does it deserve our work or not? You know, if I have a class 4 or 5 pupils, we don't separate them from other equivalent pupils. No, it's very long. We apply inclusion. We get, if we have groups, 4 groups, I make sure that our pupils, 4 pupils, are in different groups. Yes, and this is the aim of our work, the aim of the new policy, is to make him to feel like his equivalent, very sociable, accepted by his pupils. When he finishes school, he lives like normal. And this is the first step. I make sure they are separated in different groups. Secondly, when I get into the class, I go from the beginning. I make sure he has his tools, he has his pens, he has his box, he has his notebooks. So when the teacher writes, when the teacher is sitting, I make sure he is attentive with his teacher, he is writing with him, he is paying attention, he is not sleeping in the class, and so on. When a teacher explains the lesson, I don't sit by only one pupil. No, I make move inside the class. And this was a problem at the beginning of the class, and I had faced problems with the teacher. And while explaining, I will tell you a simple problem. While a teacher explaining, I went beside student and I was talking to him. So he, after the lesson, he got me aside and told me, "Mister, you are making disturbance during the class." I told him, "Teacher, do you know what I was talking with him? If I was not talking with him, he couldn't be attentive." I told him, "Do you have a pen? Do you have a book? Are you writing with the teacher?" So sometimes when an AESN teacher is talking with a pupil, it's vain talking. It is worth talking. So we are not making disturbance in classes. We are helping the teacher to deliver his message in or during the class. So the first 5 minutes during my class, I make sure my pupils have their tools, are writing and alternative and attentive with the teacher. While explaining, I'm passive. Not passive in the old words, but passive, I'm sitting here, 5 minutes, I'm sitting here, other 5 minutes, I'm sitting here, 5 minutes. Not passive, I am talking. Are you writing? Have you wrote this with Mister? Did you write what he was? Are you sure you said, listen to what the teacher was saying? After finishing, for example, he asked them to write 5 sentences. I made sure he wrote these 5 sentences in his notebook. Then, when the teacher stopped, I have my papers also, which are supporting, scaffolding him. I can draw. For example, when a teacher is explaining present simple, I have my drawings of present simple. And they like this, because some pupils, and it is problem, sorry for interrupting, but I have a pupil inside my classes who is in the 11th year, who is deaf. Yes, he doesn't hear. He doesn't hear. He has an artificial aid, an earphone with him. And sometimes he doesn't bring it. So he is silent. The teacher of the class complained, he is silent. He doesn't share with me. I told him, please, I gave you a paper which consists of his condition. He can't hear you. And he is sitting at the back of the class. How come you ask you expect him to respond to you, and why he can't hear you? So it's a problem. So inside my class, and during it, after finishing explaining it, I may take 5 minutes or 10 minutes from the teacher. 5 minutes or 10 minutes explaining it in another way, in other words, in more simplest way. In more simplest way, which is suitable for my students, for my 5 students inside the class. And after finishing, I ask my pupils. Them may feel they are different. So I begin with other normal pupils. Then I move into my pupils, which in my consideration, I know he is the means by what I was explaining. So I make into consideration and ask him to make him positive of what I am teaching and what is the teacher is explaining. After that, the teacher asking the pupils to answer, to fill in their boxes, I make sure they are completing their work, they are going on, there are no problems inside the class. This is what has happened during one class of my pupils inside the class. In my class, we have some mental impairments inside my classes. Yes, we have a Williams syndrome, which is characterized by the small size of the brain. His body has some changes. He is not like his normal. He has a very weak response. He is not sociable. We have other Down syndrome. We have blindness, one case in one eye. We have deaf, one deaf in our pupils. So we have in ASN 3 levels. The first level is a simple problem. For example, a pupil came to the class late. He lost in the first class in the school day. So we are trying to solve it. This reflects his progress, school progress. So we will have to deal with it. Second problem, he has a bigger problem, which is stuck to him, and it blocks the way of progress during the classes. The most difficult, which is the third level, and with this is the simple, maybe mental impairment, maybe deaf, maybe blindness, and so on. So we have three levels of support. We have our the class, sample class, and then we have go to our files. We got files of everything the pupil need during the school year. We have.
The kids outside the class or just in the class?
I will talk about it. We have two files for him. We have academic file, which contains his results, which contains his exams, which contains everything he got. If I ask him to write a paragraph, what he wrote, if I ask him to do a project, what he did, and involve it in his file, then we have, we call sometimes secret file, a secret file. No one can see it because it is psychological. We got him inside it, we got him his medical report, we got him anything in operation, like aids with him, got involved in it. No one can see it other than the teacher, other than his father or mother if he came to school. This is secret. Then we have other section files, which contains it's more administrative files concerning our activities inside class, closing activities outside school, and so on. Academically, when we ask our pupils not to meet every standard, they are like their equivalent. We have not normal exams at the end of every assessment. So we have our pupils, we call them adaptation exams. Very simple, because if you have a William syndrome inside your class, you can't imagine his space, you can't imagine his mental activities, mental capacity. So he is not like his equivalent pupil. So we give him simple exam, and it is before he is sitting the exam, we are make sure he has exercise about it. So he has exercise about the items of the exam. Then we give him, when we give him exam, it is a problem for him first, but we are make sure he has a good exercise for it and he is accustomed of it. In classes, not all our classes inside the class, not our activities inside our class. He sometimes take away our pupils away from the class and get them some classes outside. In our section, in ASN, in our section we get them private, simple, because he can't read. For example, if you are explaining a teacher or a lesson which contains the comprehension, then find the answer. And I take away the pupil, I ask him to read. He can't read. So I just make him or give him some simple words. I may give him modeling some words, and make the words in chunks and ask him to get them together. It is simple for his other pupils, but for him, when he gets and succeed in making it, in solving it, he will feel like he has reached progress. So we are, if we give him the feeling of that, then we are successful in our job. So that's all I wanted to say. I gave you, and especially for knowing an idea, and I meant by that to give them an idea about ASN service in our classes. How is the teacher of ASN qualifications? How is our work inside our classes? How is our work with our pupils, groups, and how we are feel? Because really I'm happy to be an ASN teacher in dealing with them. I feel progress very happy when some pupil or a pupil with impairment feels happy. This is really progress for me. Thank you for